Hi, everybody. This is your old pal Dave. It is August the 15th, 2022. And for a while, I was posting fairly frequent videos about my attempts to get my shit together. And this is another update in that series after a long hiatus. From making videos, anyways. I wouldn't say I've been not working on myself, but I did take a couple of sledgehammer blows to my mental health in in this past year, in the past 8 months, I'll say. And so there was a process of recovery from that. And where am I now? I'm just sort of winging it. I didn't prepare notes, but that's okay. I promise this won't be a super long update. I'm feeling good about life, and I'm, all the things. I actually rewatched my previous videos for some inspiration to help me remember what I was doing. When I felt I needed to get back on track, and so I'm, grinding away is not the right term, not the right phrase, because that sort of denotes a negative experience. But I'm trying to go with the flow in a sort of with a positive vibe, if that makes sense. As much as possible, I'm sticking to a daily routine right now, which involves getting exercise, doing qigong in the mornings, weight lifts, walks when I can manage it. There's morning journaling happening. I'll set my intention. Pray, meditate, whatever it is that sort of gets me focused. I'm realizing, I guess, that the most important part of the process that I've worked out for myself is really this daily renewal of intent and character. So if I don't take half an hour to an hour in the morning to sort of align myself for the day, and say, okay, what are my goals here? What am I doing? How do I want to live today? I find if I don't do that, then I'm very quick to slide into complacency, and I might find myself kind of wasting the day. Not wasting it, but getting less done that I want to get done. So. Anyways, I'm going to keep at it. I think around this time last year, I was starting to think about weight loss. Obviously, that hasn't gone terrific, but as I said, when my mental health is troubled, quitting smoking, weight loss, all these things that sort of come down to daily habits. Like I haven't quite mastered the skill, I guess, of putting myself under stress when I'm already stressed out by flirtations with psychotic states and burnout, and that goes with it, and all the rest. So, but every day's a new day and a chance to start over, and so that's Anyways, just today I was listening to some weight loss material on a podcast, and the fella had some good suggestions. I mean, this is stuff we know. If you've looked into weight loss at all, then you know that it's like, hey, you know what? Carbs, not so good. Like maybe small amounts here and there, but mostly what you want to be eating is lots of protein, lots of vegetables, drink lots of water. So I'm going to try that. Intermittent fasting, well, there's lots of ways to do that. I think I'm going to try to make sure that I'm taking in all my calories during an 8-hour window, so there will be a 16-hour no food window. Drinking water, I have to just increase my water intake by like a lot. Probably need to drink less coffee, which is kind of dehydrates me. Hot water with lemon. I think I'll replace my afternoon cup of coffee with hot water lemon drink. It's supposed to be quite good for the system. And then the other thing is, it's the idea of tiny habits. So I'm not, I've spent 30 some years getting to the point I'm at now with my weight. It's not going to come off overnight. I'm not going to be able to do a video a month from now saying, look how much I've lost, I need to I need to make one of my virtue goals, to sort of fix long term on just healthier living, and then I have to nudge myself daily towards better decisions, better habits, even really small ones. If I spend just the rest of this year just getting a framework, a habit framework down, adjusting my daily habits to incorporate all the stuff I just mentioned, that's good. That'll be fine. So I guess the idea here is try to live well and assume that try to live healthy mentally and physically, and then assume that the weight loss will take care of itself if it's meant to be. I think so. That's going to be my approach there. Okay, we'll bring that one up again a year from now and see if I've made any progress. Other than that, I'm finding lots of exciting material. I'm getting in, I listened to a really cool podcast with a fellow named Mordecai Finley. He was Leonard Cohen's rabbi. He's into moral psychology. Man, he has some really cool ideas. I've listened to the interview twice, and I'm sort of on my third listen now, but I'm going slow and taking notes. He talks about metacognition and the way in which our default mode is to be a little bit shitty, right? What he calls the ego self. You have to get in the practice of observing it, and then once you do, you notice that it's like, hey, you know what? There's this part of me that just like spins mendacious narratives all day about how I feel, to justify my feelings about this or that. Like that guy was rude to me, and this person doesn't respect my and then sometimes I have like really horrible thoughts pop into my head too, and I've actually like had some OCD around intrusive thinking. That I'm getting some relief from it now, but it's just this idea of like, training that metacognition, training yourself to switch into observer mind and be like, okay, what's going on right now? And then without judgment, you sort of like, you get a better understanding of what that voice is, and by not identifying with it, you create space to say, well, hey, I'm gonna, thank you for that thought, brain, but that's not really cool. That's not really aligned with my vision of who I want to be, And I guess you kind of have to have like you have to have some sort of moral framework or sense of what you think virtue is before that's a conversation you can have with yourself. But I've been working on that. I have some. I think that'll be the subject of another video, but I'd like to talk about that somewhat. But anyways, yeah, it's I've been sort of, part of my daily routine is focusing on that and trying to train that metacognitive reflex, and I'm starting to gain an appreciation of just how powerful that really is. So I'm really excited to discover what sort of lies beyond that, maybe months or years down the road. It feels like the start of like, okay, now I can get to work and actually mold my character, and I don't have to rate myself and rake myself and beat myself up about some of the horrible shit that I find myself thinking and sometimes saying. You can sort of get a better sense of how to be a real person. So, anyways, that's it in a nutshell. I'm going to drop a link to the podcast I'm talking about. It was an interview with Rich Roll. So, very popular podcast, but highly recommend you check it out, especially if you're a Leonard Cohen fan. That's really cool. And I guess I don't have too much else going on here. Anybody, if I have any friends watching this, hello. Nice to see you. I'm feeling great today because I have a clean apartment and hung some art up on the walls that I've been meaning to hang. And my life's going really... I'm really grateful for where I am in life right now, for sure. So, anyways, every day's a chance to get up and do it again, and if I do it right, I can maybe keep that sense of gratitude going, towards myself for making a solid effort here. So, that's my hope. Sorry it's been so long since I updated, but I think from the fullness of the, I feel like I needed to be quiet for a long time while I was sort of finding my path. So when I have something else to say, I'll be back and I'll say it. So a pleasure to see you all again. Namaste. Be the change that you want to see in the world. And I hope you have a great day today and tomorrow and for the rest of the week. How's that? All right. Goodbye for now.